Hi guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So I'm here in my bedroom on a Monday afternoon, and I thought I would do a little Q&A for you guys today. At the weekend, I'm so bad of time. At the weekend, I put up on my Instagram story about asking some questions ready for this video, and I had so many questions, which is amazing that you all want to ask me so much and get to know a little bit more about me, I suppose. But yeah, so I've got some that I've kind of picked out of a hat. Not literally out of a hat, but I picked a few out that I really thought would be really fun to answer, so you can get to know a little bit more about me. This is about take number 5, trying to do this video, because across the road my neighbour's having like all the house done, so there's a lot of drilling going on, so if you do hear it in the background, then sorry about that. And then the bin men decided they were going to come and make an appearance, and then I didn't realise that the bin men come twice. So they must come for like 2 separate things. I don't know, but they were driving me insane. So this is take number 5, guys. So hopefully this goes all to plan. Okay, so guys, I have my book. I love this book. So cool. Yeah, so I have my book here, and I have loads of questions written down that I picked out to answer for you. So the first one is, do you learn any other dance styles? Now, since 11, I competed in ballroom and Latin, which I'm sure you all know, with AJ, so you all know that already. But when I was competing, the only styles that I ever did was ballroom and Latin. I never tried anything else. I never went for classes. I never did anything else, literally. I just did ballroom and Latin. My main focus was that. And in some cases, I feel that I should have done more dance styles at the time, but because I was so focused on one thing and I knew what I wanted to do, there was nothing that was going to be able to kind of sidetrack me or anything like that. So I do kind of wish I'd be able to do it sooner. When I was 3 years old, I did ballet. Now, I'll let you into a little secret. I was the kid who just wanted to run around and scream and shout and go, woohoo, this is amazing. And obviously ballet's very, I'm not like insulting ballet at all. Like I love it, and I like hands down bow down to a ballerina. Like, I just think you're insane. But I was the crazy kid. And there was just, my mum would she was like, okay, yeah, we're going to have to take you out of this. So then that's when we had to find something a bit more energetic to get all the energy out of me. But now I have taken up commercial. I do commercial dance, I do ballet, I tried tap, so I still do a bit of tap, and I also did contemporary. But my main one that I've literally fell in love with is commercial. Now, I say it on my tour, so if you've come to see Here Come the Girls, so if you haven't, we're back in June, so you can get your tickets now, and so the little like pun there. Yeah, so in my speech on tour, I mentioned about doing commercial dance. Now, commercial dance basically is like, you know, like in a music video, and you see like all the dancers that are in the music videos. Oh my God, I've always wanted to be in one of those. So it's literally that. That's really the best way I can explain it. And I remember taking my first class and I felt incredible. Like, the hour went like that. You know, you're having just so much fun and the time goes so fast. And oh my God, I loved it. So I do commercial dance on a weekly basis now, which if you follow me on Instagram, I always pop out the odd dance video each week if I get to do it. Like this week I haven't got one, but I have a good one coming up very soon. I have 2 special guests. 2 special guests. Oh my God, I have 2 special guests joining my class with me. So that's going to be very, very fun. So make sure to check out my Instagram over the next couple of weeks to see who they are. Da, 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 da. Did you ever want to do anything but dance when you were young? Now, I get asked this quite a lot. I do. If I'm honest, I didn't realise you could make a career out of being a dancer when I was young. So when I was young, I started when I was 7, and I had no idea that this was going to be my job in the end of the day at all. No way, Jose. And I never really knew that it could be a job as such. So I suppose in some cases, I never really thought, oh, did I ever want to do anything else? But I will tell you, when I first started dancing, I was also doing gymnastics, and I was a huge fan of gymnastics. I loved it. I always, like, my mum and myself would always sit when the Olympics is on the television. Our favourite one was always the gymnastics. And I'll let you into a little secret. So when Claudia, my best friend Claudia, came on Strictly, which is my first year, and danced with my partner AJ, people always ask me to get starstruck. I was starstruck by Claudia Fragapane. And I remind her to this day of that situation. And that was purely because, obviously, I'd followed her for years and years and years. And then she was in Rio doing the Olympics just before she started Strictly. And I'd only just a few weeks, when I first met her, a few weeks before, I was watching her on television in Rio, and it was the most surreal thing ever, and she was this tiny little thing. And yeah, so actually she's probably the one I've been starstruck most by, and now she's my best friend. How weird is that? Crazy stuff happens nowadays. But yes, so see, I ramble, you know this, I ramble. So yeah, so not only did I love dance, I also loved gymnastics, and I did really well. I did loads of little county, it was more county, not really sure whether it would have gone anywhere, but county gymnastics. And I remember coming home with my medals, feeling so proud of myself. And then in the end, my mum basically kind of said to me, oh, like, you kind of need to choose between the two, like, which one do you want to do? And in the end, I chose to dance. And it was kind of lucky, actually, because then a few weeks later, after I decided I would quit gymnastics, my club shut down. So I'm a firm believer that everything happens for a reason, and that clearly was it. That clearly was it, guys. So, but yeah, I loved gymnastics as a kid. I loved it. And even now to this day, I still watch it. It's my favourite thing. My favourite thing. Now, next, what's your favourite thing about touring with Diane, Amy, and the gang? Well, there is not just one thing. There are multiple things are the reason why I love to tour with them all. Like, we have had the best time. The first half of our tour was absolutely insane. Like, the best experience of my life. I've never laughed so much. I've never cried so much. I've never smiled so much. And that's a big challenge. Just everything. We've had the most incredible time, and we're going to be getting back together, reunited, and it feels so good. Next Beyonce, guys. Yeah, so we are getting back together in June, because we have another month to accomplish yet. But literally everything, like, we get on so well, and that's the most important thing when you're touring, and you're inside each other's pockets a lot, and you're traveling, and you know, you can be tired as well, and that can be a big thing. You know, you're traveling around all the time, and you get tired, so then, you know, you get a bit naggy. Now, I'm one that if I start to feel a bit naggy, now I know you all call me Little Miss Sunshine, I said this in my last vlog, but everyone, you know, says Little Miss Sunshine, and majority of the time I would say 80%, but that 20%, guys. But you know what I do? I remove myself. And I don't want to be the negative energy. So I move myself away and I go, guys, I'm just having a little bit of a moment. So, and that's what we all do. We're very respectful of each other, and we're respectful if someone needs their space and needs their time. Because everyone does. We're all human, aren't we? So that's really good. But we just get on so well, and we laugh so much. Like, I've missed them as a group so much. So hopefully we come back next year, because that would be amazing. And round 2 all over again, it'd be amazing. So good. So the next question is, this is one of my favourites. Are you excited for Christmas? Well, of course I am. Of course, I think you are very silly if you're not excited for Christmas already. It is the middle of May. We still have a while to go yet, guys, but Christmas. I love Christmas. I do, I love it. You know, the one thing that does disappoint me though, and what would make Christmas even more magical is if we were guaranteed snow. Next up, describe your perfect meal. Okay. Now this is going to be very difficult because I have come to accept, guys, that I am a 100% a foodie. And I'm not ashamed to say it anymore. I actually am. I'm a foodie and I love food. Obviously in moderation, you have to be realistic. But I am. It's just the way I am. I love food. My perfect meal though, oh, this is why it's so hard because I love a good Italian. Love a good Italian. Yeah, love a good pizza or a good spaghetti bolognese. Oh, but it's so hard. But then I like Spanish because I like tapas and stuff like that. So it's very, very hard. Describe your perfect meal. Okay, so if I was to describe my perfect meal, basically it would be a taster of every type of cuisine you could think of. There we go, that's my perfect meal. I'm such a fatty. Wow. Okay, next up would be would you trust Diane to cut and dye your hair? Now guys, you're going to be very shocked because we all know she's a hairdresser by trade, but you're going to be very shocked. Diane has already in the past dyed and cut my hair. I trusted her. I did it. I bit the bullet and you know what? I loved it. I absolutely loved it. But she's already done it for me. She's already done it for me and she still gives me tips whilst we're on tour, especially when I'm wanting to curl my hair because I have quite fine hair. And the thing is with me is if you've got fine hair, you're going to know exactly what I'm talking about. You can curl it, looks amazing, woohoo, like yay. You can go and walk around for a moment of 5 minutes and it's dropped. So silly. So silly. So I've had a few tips off Diane, but she has already coloured and cut my hair, guys, so it's already happened. It's already happened, people. I trusted her and she did an incredible job. She's amazing. I could tell that she's like a hairdresser by trade. She's amazing. She's very, very good. I think she should have a new hair salon. You've heard it here, guys. I think she should have a new hair salon. Okay. Next up is, what is your fave fashion brand? Now, I am a pure high street girl. Always have been and probably always will be. I'm not one for the big designer brands. Like, I have a few, like I have like like the big coats, like the winter coats. I think I always go, or like a leather jacket. Like I'll always go a bit more out on those type of things. But I'm more of a high street girl. I'm very turnover and very seasonal. So like once I've worn it that season, like summer, then the next summer it won't come out again. Like I will like, it drives my mum mental because the amount of times that I'm like chucking clothes away. They go to a charity, guys, like I don't chuck them away completely. But I am actually about to set up a new Depop account so that I can give them away because otherwise they may as well go to a nice happy home and not just me like go, oh, I've worn it once and then chuck it away. So I'm a very, very big high street fan. So I would say my favourite at the moment, because it does change, okay, I'm a girl, everything changes all the time. But my latest one would have to be Zara. I'm a big fan of Zara. Because I think with high street, see, depending on the season, it can be very mixed, very, very mixed. And like sometimes you can go into places and you're like, oh my God, this is amazing, I could buy the whole shop. And then you could go in like another time and then you're like, oh, I've not found anything. But Zara generally has a good turnover all year round, and doesn't matter when you go in, if the seasons are about to change, generally you can always find something. So Zara at the moment is probably my go-to if I ever want to, if I'm going out and I want a new outfit or I just want to treat myself. Zara's generally the place that I go. Okay, there are so many. Okay, next up, describe your perfect day off. Now, okay, so my perfect day off is to do nothing. Literally to do nothing. But then I get bored very, very easily because I have to be on the go all the time. So even if I'm given a day off, by lunchtime I'm like, so what should we do? And my mum's like, just stop, just chill, like just do nothing. I'm like, I can't do nothing, I have to do something. But no, my perfect day off would be like, I love to sit and watch. I love a good box set. Netflix is like my life. Like I love stuff like that. So I'm very chilled like that. I love taking my dog for a walk. I love just meeting my friends. Like even if I'm just meeting my friends for a coffee or anything like that. Or I love like going round to my friend, like my girlfriends, and we'll have like a little slumber party. That's so American, isn't it? But a nice little slumber party. Yeah, I love that. I just had one at the weekend. It was great. Literally, we just sat in and watched. You know what we watched? We watched Beyonce, The Homecoming on Netflix. If you haven't watched it, you have to watch it. It's the most insane film ever. Like, I watch it and watch it over and over again. But yeah, back to the subject. Day off, I just like to do general things. Like, you know, like I say, catch up with friends and family, spend time with my dog, watch movies, anything like that. I'm dead chilled. I'm dead chilled. What is your favourite Disney character? So, I'm a huge Disney fan. I love Disney. I love Disney films. My favourite Disney character, I always get associated with Belle. So I think I would go with Belle. I do like Belle. I love Beauty and the Beast. It's such a great film. My favourite Disney film though is Mulan. Oh, I love that film. I love it so much. I could watch it over and over again, and I love the music, and I love like the story behind it, and I just love that film. Ever since I was a young girl, Mulan's always been my favourite. But I'm always associated as Belle, so I'm kind of torn. I'm torn. But Disney is just great, I think, in general. Okay. This one's a good one. So this girl must have obviously come to the tour and heard me say this. How is remembering your speeches for tour going? Well, I promised myself that I would say it every day. Just to remind myself of the speeches. Has that happened? No. Chloe. But in actual fact, you know what's really weird? Like, just before I go to bed, like, I'm like lying in my bed, and then I'm like, I'm going through it in my head, and it's kind of coming back, you know? I think we've done it for so long that you shock yourself. It seems to be in your system. Like, the odd little things maybe not linked together so well, but it's going okay. I haven't really done a lot. Patrick's gonna be very, very annoyed with me. So I need to start doing that, really. I do. We still have a few more weeks left before we go back on tour, but I do need to do it because can you imagine if I'm like stood on stage and like, I don't know my words. That would be very, very embarrassing. So how's that going? It's going okay. It's going okay. It'll be fine come June. Trust me. Next is, do you like football? Hell yes. Now, a lot of people are shocked by this, are very, very shocked. Because I don't think anyone really sees me as a girl who likes football. I love football. I love football. I love it. I've kind of been brought up in, my family are huge football fans. We are massive Liverpool fans, so didn't really work out for us in the Premier League, but we're in the Champions League final, and I've just found out that I have work on that day now, that night. I'm gutted. I really am gutted. But no, I'm a huge football fan. I really am. Like, if I'm like chatting, people are like, oh, like that, you know, even if some guys are like talking about football, and I like go and join in the conversation, they must be like, what is she doing? But I'll go join in the conversation, because I know, like, I know teams and I know names and stuff like that. I mean, don't ask me about rules and any of the technical things. Like, I don't really know it that well, but I love football. I love watching it. Like, if it's on, I prefer to watch my team. Like, I won't just sit and randomly watch a football game. I'm not that weird. But like, I always love watching it. And also, I've only ever been to watch Liverpool once at Anfield. I went with Neil. Neil took me to my first ever one, and it was the most incredible thing ever. I was literally like, it was like a little kid at Christmas. It was amazing. It was so good. But yes, I'm a huge football fan. Huge. What were you like in school? Okay, what was I like in school? I was a teacher's pet. I was. Shock. No, I was a teacher's pet in school. I think I'm a goody-goody, but the one thing I will tell you actually is, so I was never in trouble. I never got myself in trouble, but I would always be, you know when you always have like the naughty kids in class? I would always be the one laughing at them. And I have, for anyone who knows me, I have quite a loud laugh. And obviously it was heard, you know, like with like someone, obviously you're not meant to laugh at the naughty kids, you're meant to be, you know, you're meant to be very grown up, but I just found it hilarious. Whatever they would do, I don't even know what they would do, you know, it's been so long, but I don't know what they do anything, and I would just laugh. But I was a goody-goody in school. In primary school, I got the cup at the end. Everyone wanted the cup at the end of when you were in year 6, just before you left high school, to go to high school, sorry. And everyone wanted it, and I got it. And I was in shock though, to be honest. I'll be brutally honest. Like, I didn't think I was going to get it, because I'm not the most academic, not at all. It's a blooming good job I'm a dancer, because no. You know, people are like, oh, so would you go to university? Absolutely not. I'm not a very academic girl at all. My brother is. My brother goes to university. He's going to go off and do all brain boxing things. He's got the brains. He was given the brains and I was given the looks. Oh no, he's cute. He's a cute guy. He's cute. When you were younger, especially, how did you find missing out due to dance? Now, I will be honest, because I get asked this a lot, especially if I do work in schools. You know, like, teachers always go like, oh, so what advice would you give our kids, you know, to be able to juggle a passion with school? And it's really difficult for me to answer it honestly, because in school, my schools were amazing, because the amount of training that I did outside of school, due to competing and stuff, I spent a lot of time out of school. So I was able to catch up, and my schools were incredible when I went. So how did I find it? I think, you know what, I missed out on quite a bit of like friends, I suppose, with school. But obviously, because my school helped me a lot, like I would go in and I would always have like breaks during lessons that I could go to my teachers and I could catch up, or my teachers would send me the work to do whilst I'm away. So I never really, I almost did my classes on the road. But yeah, so I suppose, I don't know, I just dealt with it. It was just my life. Like, I didn't really know anything different. And I mean, I was out of school, guys. I mean, I was living my best life. I just was out of school doing what I loved. And as long as my school were happy as long as I kept up with my work and I was never behind. And if I did fall behind, then I would either go at my lunch hour, and my teachers were incredible. Like, they would give me that time, and so they were great with me. They really were. But I was never really in school. But do stay in school, kids, okay? Just saying. I don't want to kind of push that you should never be in school. And yeah, but it's just something I had to do, because that's just how my life kind of evolved. And there was a lot more demands when I competed, because obviously the more results you get, the more you have to keep up with that, and you have to sustain it. And it did mean that I had to sacrifice being in school, but that's what comes with a passion and with a job. You know, you have to sacrifice a lot of things, and a lot of people know that I never really had a normal childhood either. Boo-hoo. You know, get a violin out. None of that. But anyway, I never really had a normal childhood, but people say, oh, was that weird as well? And I didn't find that weird because it's all I've ever known. I've come to learn a lot more about life now, more so, like I never really did a teenage life, so I suppose I'm living my teenage life now, which is a little weird, but with an older head on shoulders, so, but it's all good, you know, it's your life, and everyone's lives are different, and mine's been the way mine has, and I've had the most incredible life so far, and I don't think I could ever dream of it being and gone as well as it has done. You know, I've done a lot in my lifetime so far. I'm only 23, so in 23 years I've done quite a lot. But no, school, you know, I dealt with it. I just had to deal with it. And like I said, my school was amazing. If you can have the support, you know, if any of you guys have dreams and passions, that you have to go for them. You have to. And if your school can get behind you and support you, then that helps a huge amount. And if it doesn't, that's when it gets complicated, and that's a totally different thing then, and you have to be able to deal with it in a different way. But if your school can get behind you and really support you, then that's incredible to be able to fulfill your dreams, and that's what mine did, so I cannot thank them enough. What is your biggest fear? My biggest fear is being in small spaces. I hate it. I hate it. Like, I have a thing. Now, it's not a phobia. It's not, like, I don't go into panic attacks. Like, it's not that bad. But I just get very hot, and I get very, like, stressed. I get very, like, oh, no, like, I need to get out. So it's not, I don't go into panic attack. It's not that bad at all. But it's just a little fear. I do have a little fear of being in very close spaces. So especially, like, I'm from the country, but so I don't really, when I moved to London, when I first went on Strictly, tubes were very interesting. A country girl heading on the tube in London was very, very interesting. And I remember going, what the hell? And especially I was like literally like a sardine in a train, you know, in a carriage. And I was like, I could feel myself. It wasn't gonna end badly. It was just that I was very, very aware of it. I was very aware of it. What's one thing you could never live without? Now, this is going to sound very, very weird, but the one thing that I cannot live without, purely because I can't function without it, is my diary. It really is, because, you know, as I'm always on the go and I'm always travelling, so for me, if there's work coming in or my agent gets in contact, if I don't have my diary, like, that's the end of the world. It's the end of the world. And I used to have it all on my phone, because people are like, oh, put it on your phone, and then you've always got it with you, because obviously you always have your phone with you. But I learned from that mistake a long time ago, because my phone, I used to have it all on my phone, and then my phone just crashed one day. And then that was it. Like, I lost everything. Now, luckily, that I remembered off the top of my head. I mean, I didn't even know I could do that. But I remembered, so I was able to put stuff in. The most important things that came to my mind straight away anyway. So then I went back to a paper diary, because I had to, like, I can't, like, go have that feeling again. That was horrible. So I suppose the one thing I cannot live without is my diary. It really is. And I suppose my phone as well. You know, these days, I mean, we all can't live without phones, can we? We're constantly on them. And I do have to I find myself sometimes, I'm like, oh my God, Chloe, like, your phone. If my battery dies during the day, I've been on my phone way too much. I say that to myself. I'm like, this is silly, and I have to put it down. Most days now, it gets to about 70% at the end of the day. That's good. Like, I'm not on it that much, you know. I only use it when I need to use it. So yeah. But the one thing I can't live without is definitely my diary, for sure. What's your fave movie of all time? Well, this is so easy for me. My fave movie ever is The Holiday. Now, I don't know if you've ever heard of it, but if you haven't, then you need to go and watch it. It's my favourite film ever. Me and my mum, every Christmas, it is a Christmas movie, but we sit and watch it every year. It has Cameron Diaz in it, Kate Winslet, Jude Law. Who's Jude Law? Jude Law, I think. Don't match me on that. Jude Law. And the guy out of the School of Rock. I don't know, write in the box below. I can't remember his name. He's in School of Rock, the main guy. Jack Black. No, Black Jack. I was going to say Blackjack, that's not Blackjack. Jack Black. Yeah, Jack Black. Yeah, okay. It's them. Amazing film. So good. And like I say, it is a Christmas film, but I love it. I love it. I could watch it any time of the year, so it's my favourite by far. My dream holiday. My dream holiday, oh my god, I want to go everywhere. I want to go everywhere, but the two places that I really want to go, I want to go to Barbados. Always want to go to the Maldives as well. Oh, and Hawaii, so three. So Hawaii, the Maldives and Barbados. I would love to go to them places. And it just looks amazing. You know when you see all the photos and oh my god, I really want to go. So they're like my dream holiday. I know it says dream holiday, so that should be one, but I've given you triple threat. Triple threat, why not? Okay, this one's really funny and I had to throw it in there because I just felt like great. Peppa Pig or SpongeBob? Well, personally, because I do actually look like SpongeBob today. Because of my generation, SpongeBob, because I have to admit I've never watched Peppa Pig in my life. It's obviously not something that was around when I was a child. So yeah, SpongeBob would have to be my favourite. Would you ever come to New Zealand? Of course. I would love to go to New Zealand. I love, the one thing that comes to my head when we talk about New Zealand is the All Blacks. Oh, the haka. I love it. I love it so much. I would love to go and watch them play as well. Maybe in New Zealand. That'd be amazing. So if I take a trip to New Zealand, I'd have to like see if I could come see them play as well. That'd be amazing. But yeah, I would love to go to New Zealand. Okay, and the last one, because I could be here all day literally answering these questions. But the last one is, what do you always take away with you on tour? Now, a lot of people would think, oh, you may take like something that reminds you of home or something that you always travel with. The one thing that I always take away with me without fail are my slippers. Because comfort is key, guys, okay? Comfort is key. The girls will even tell you, or the cast will always tell you, like, when I am on tour, I'm like always like scuffling my feet with my slippers. You can hear me a mile off. when they go, that's me. But my slippers, because I love them. I literally live in my slippers. I love slippers. Because comfort is everything. Especially with your feet, you know, I'm a dancer. So as soon as those shoes, those 3-inch heels are off, boom, slippers on. No messing. They're in. They're on. So my slippers, for sure. So that's it, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you everyone for all your questions, because without you guys I wouldn't be doing this Q&A. So thank you so much. Make sure to like, comment and obviously subscribe to my channel if you would like to see more, and in the comment box let me know what you'd like to see more of and I will hopefully get that done for you. But thank you again for watching. Lots of love.